Hey, I'm Kylie. This will be a little 15-minute Pilates flow with the weighted circle squeeze. It'll be a beginner intermediate flow, so if you're new to Pilates, definitely feel free to take modifications. We'll be focusing on the abs, so the core and lower body today, getting into some inner and outer thighs and some glute work. And let's get started. You're gonna put the ring at the top of your mat here. We're just gonna start with a few roll-ups to warm up the abs, warm up the body. Circulate all the way down your backs. Arms are going to raise up to the ceiling. You're going to inhale to prepare here. On your exhale, we're just starting with that roll up. You're going to nod and curl your chin to your chest. You're rolling up one bone at a time. Legs are squeezing together. You're sitting up nice and tall. Crown of the head is reaching up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to C-curve your spine, reach towards your toes. Hold it here for a nice little stretch. Restack the spine, tuck the tailbone underneath you, and then you're rolling all the way back down one bone at a time, trying to use little to no momentum. Arms raise up towards the ceiling, another roll up just like that. Inhaling at the bottom, exhaling, we're coming all the way up. Sitting up nice and tall, C-curving the spine, and then reaching towards those toes. We're going to do one more roll down just like this, and then we're going to grab that ring and get started with it. Again, arms reach up towards the ceiling, head's the last thing to hit the mat, and then we're nodding and curling, rolling all the way back up nice and slow. Once you sit up, you're gonna grab that ring, and then we're gonna put your legs inside of it, so your calves or your shins are gonna be pressing out to either side. You're gonna plant your forearms down back behind you, legs are gonna lift up into a tabletop. You can keep your feet flexed. You're going to inhale, lower your legs down at that tabletop. Inhale, lift them back up. Keeping those legs at a 90-degree angle, you're really hinging right here at the hip bone. Pressing out into that circle. It's going to start to get a little heavy here since it is 4 pounds. Exhaling, back on the way up. We're going to go for another 5. We're going to go for 4. We're going to start to extend the legs long in 3. Good for 2. And on 1, we're going to lift those legs back up in tabletop. We're going to start to extend them out, bend them back in. We're really getting into those lower psoas abs here. As you extend and bend the legs in and out, you're pressing out into that ring, keeping some tension on it, trying to press it, break it apart. We're inhaling long, exhaling, coming back in. We're going to keep the legs straight in another 5. Good for 4. Inhaling out, exhale back in. You have 3. Last 2. And on 1, we're keeping those legs straight. We're pointing the toes, floating them down to the mat. Exhaling, coming all the way back up. We're just pointing, keeping those feet nice and pointed as you come up. And roll all the way back down. Tailbone is nice and heavy on that mat. If your lower back starts to hurt here, you can just lower the range of motion. It doesn't have to be big. We're going to go for another 4. Using that breath here for 3. We have one last thing. We're going to keep the legs long in 2. On 1, we're keeping those legs long. We're just going to rotate them right and then rotate them left. Good. Keeping that chest lifted. As you go left and right, you have another 8. Good. You're going for 7 and 6. You have 5. We're going side to side for 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can roll all the way back down. Give yourself a break. Take those legs out of the ring. Rock side to side. And then we're going to come all the way up to standing. Take the ring with you. Just lunging back, getting your balance in that left foot as you lunge, and then drive that right knee in. Bringing the arms with you as you stand all the way up, nice and tall. And then slowly lunging down. Using that breath here, remembering to breathe. We have another 5. We're going to hold the lunge back in 4. You got it for 3. Good, we have 2. And last one, we're driving that right knee in. We're holding the lunge all the way back on this last one. We're going to twist over to the left and then center the chest back off. Just twisting through the torso, keeping the hips facing forward. We're just wringing out the waistline on the left side, keeping the elbows wide. as you twist side to side. Good, you have another 5. We're gonna hold the lunge, hold the twist in 4. You're going for 3. Final 2. And last one, we're gonna hold the twist over to the left. You're pulsing in and out on that ring, getting into those arms. You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're bringing your right leg to meet your left, rolling all the way down, just shaking out your arms. And then we're gonna go into that right leg. So we're gonna start to extend the left leg back, lunge. Same thing that we just did on the right side. You're driving the left knee in, bringing the arms up, and then lunging all the way back with that left leg. Getting nice and balanced on this right foot. Using that breath again as you lunge and drive that left knee in. We're gonna go for another 5. We're gonna hold the lunge back in 4. We're going for 3. We're holding the lunge back in 2. Last one, lunge back. You're driving that left knee in. One final time as the arms raised. And then we're extending the left leg back. We're twisting over to the right this time. Same thing we did on the other side, so no surprises here. We're twisting right, centering the chest off to the center, just keeping that twist. Hips are facing right in front of you. Elbows are wide, ring is up against that chest. We're gonna hold the twist to the right in another 5. We're going for 4. Last 3. We're gonna hold it and pulse in 2. On 1, we're holding it and we're pulsing in and out on that ring, trying to connect those 2 handles together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your left leg to meet your right. Roll all the way down. We're just shaking everything out. And then we're gonna center off with one last squat and lunging series with the arms. Feet are gonna be even. You're gonna just extend the arms up as you squat down and then come back up. Right now, you're just putting more of that weight into your heels, almost like you're sitting back into a chair. Every time you squat down and lift the arms, getting into those glutes here. We're gonna hold the squat, hold the arms up in another 5. We're going for 4. You're relaxing the shoulders. Shoulder blades are melting down your spine. You have 3. Final 2. And we're holding the squat on this last one. Arms are gonna stay up. You're just gonna pulse the hips up and down. You're going up an inch, down an inch. Can you sink a little bit deeper into those glutes? You have another 6, 5. You have 4, 3. We're holding it down in 2. On 1, we're holding it down. We're just squeezing in and out on that ring to finish. Little micro bend in the elbows here, just squeezing in and out. Could be a really small press. You have another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. You're rolling all the way down nice and slow. Head is hanging heavy. Ring stays in your hands. We're going to finish out with an inner thigh and ab series. So you're going to lay all the way down. Legs are going to lift up into a tabletop. Knees are in line with the ankles, stacked over the hips. You're pressing that ring in between your inner thighs. Hands are interlocked behind your head. Elbows are out wide. You're inhaling at the bottom. Exhale. You're crunching up, squeezing in on that ring. Inhale to lower back down. You're exhaling, crunching and squeezing. Inhaling, rolling back down. Getting into those abs and inner thighs. Inner thighs are going to start to have a little bit of a shake here. That's totally normal. We're going to crunch and squeeze for another 5. Getting into that breath for 4. We're going to hold the crunch, hold the squeeze in 3. We're going for 2. On 1, we're holding the crunch, holding the squeeze. You're extending your legs out long, pulling them back in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, we're coming back in. We're going to hold the legs long in another 5. Keep that chest lifted off the mat. Gaze towards the top of your knees. You have 4. Last 3. Inner thighs are definitely shaking now. You have 2.
On one, we're holding the legs long, we're floating them up towards the ceiling, kind of the same thing that we did in this first ab series, and lowering them back down. You're going up and lowering down, keeping a nice squeeze on that ring so you don't lose it. You have another 5. We're gonna hold the legs long, keep that chest lifted in 4. We're going for 3. We're pulsing in 2. On 1, we're keeping those legs long. We're squeezing in and out on that ring, little tiny pulses for 10. You have 9, 8. We're holding to finish in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're just holding that ring in and finishing for these last 10 seconds. Can you squeeze out a little bit tighter? Lift your chest a little bit higher. Keep that gaze towards your feet. You have another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're lowering all the way back down. Hugging the knees in towards your chest, just rocking side to side. Put that ring off to the side. You're gonna float your knees over to the left. Go post your arms, look right. Get the tension out of that neck. Knees over to the right, look left. And then you can hug your knees in towards your chest again. Just roll out the hips. Stay here for a second. If you want to go into a happy baby, you can. Otherwise, we're just going to roll out nice and slow. Again, we're just stacking the spine, reaching towards those toes. And then you can plant your left hand down on the mat. Reach over with your right. And then plant the right arm down. Reach over with the left. And then one more time towards your toes, getting a nice stretch in those legs. You can put the soles of your feet together, reach the crown of your head forward into a butterfly. And then you can lay all the way down. Do any other stretches you would like to. Roll out the hips again. Otherwise, you are all done. I hope you enjoyed this lower body ab series with squeeze.